23rd marks the International Day of Sign Languages, a day celebrated every year with the aim to spread awareness surrounding the development and preservation of sign languages to support the hearing-impaired community and others who use them as means to communicate. The theme for this year's celebration is Sign Language Unite Us. Happy International Day of Sign Language to our very own Anne Wairimo. Anne.
Yes.
Oh, you talk! Yay!
I do.
Tell us about this day.
So I want to take this opportunity to confirm that I talk, because when I meet most of the people in the community, they ask me, so you talk? I remember a certain situation. I was interpreting in a church setup, and a little kid came to me and asked, "Hey Anne, kwani unaongeanga?" Then someone will ask you, "Kwani unasikia?" And then I'm like, how will I interpret without hearing?
I know, right?
So I want to confirm that we talk. Sign language is very important, and it is sweet to practice this art.
Yeah.
All of you, you're welcome.
Could you teach me a few words?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Let us do hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. And now I want to teach you how to introduce yourself in sign language.
Okay.
And we start. My name is K K K K K
K
A
A
R
R
E
E
N.
N.
Karen.
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 And
my
sign name is Karen.
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 Welcome to my class.
Hey, that one, of course. I'll come for classes, Anne. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
We do appreciate what you do for us, Anne. Thank you. Good evening and welcome to FriDate. My name is Karen Karimi. Like she said, Karen. Hello. Our guest tonight is a TikTok sensation. Let me give you a sneak peek.
Nikaribie sasa, niko na hasira. Watu nimepigia kura wachashinda, nikaribie. Nikaribie uone, ndio mimi nikaribie uone. Wewe.
Nduruman, also known as Lunatic Wazimu, is live in studio with me. It is such a pleasure to have you. Hey, look at you.
Thank you very much.
Hey, unaongea Kiswahili, I mean Kizungu vizuri sana.
Yes, I know English.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you on my show. What are your full names, by the way?
Ian Asunya Hakmadi. Hakmad. Hakmad, yes, Hakmadi.
Oh, Hakmadi.
Yes.
Okay, Ian. Give us one skit sahi. Tucheke kidogo at least.
Nipige tu nduru tu hivyo tu.
Leo tuko ndani ya TV47. Woo! FriDates. Ama, nimefanyaje?
Hata siongei tena. Lakini tuko TV47, si mnaona, mnaniona niko wapi saa hii? TV47, najua nduru zote nimepiga, sijaipiga nduru na mtu anakaa hivi mzungu. Wote napiga ni wanaume makarau. Mzungu aje nduru. This is the woman I'm talking to. I've never met a woman like this woman. She's so her color, it's impossible to see. But I'm grateful. Yes.
Thank you so much, Nduruman. Catch him later on in the program. But first, the headlines tonight. Tonight,
our new government will very soon be unveiling a task force to look at educational reforms, including CBC, with a view not of abolishing it, but reviewing it so that we retain what is good and improve what is causing concern.
Deputy President Riggy Gachagua says the government will not abolish CBC, but improve the curriculum where there is concern. Also tonight, a sitting governor is in trouble. EACC CEO Twalib Mbarak says a governor is facing possible arrest for allegedly violating the law. Plus,
they have looked at my two names, Riggy Gachagua looked for something sounding more easy, more melodious, and called me Riggy G.
And call me Riggy G. Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua endorses his nickname Riggy G, tells Kenyans he loves that name. Welcome to FriDate. Now, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now says the government will review the competency-based curriculum in a move aimed at improving the new syllabus. Speaking during the Gala Awards for the 94th Music Festival held in Kisumu City County, the DP said the government will not scrape the CBC curriculum. Mike Agwango with that story.
The Kenya Music Festivals made a comeback after a 2-year break occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. Accompanied by Kisumu County Governor Anyang' Nyong'o, Education Cabinet Secretary George Magohe and other top ministry officials, and a host of Kenya Kwanza MPs, Gachagua made his first trip to Lakeside region since his election as deputy president. The second in command said the government will review the competency-based curriculum with the aim of refining it, a clear indication that CBC will not be abolished. Gachagua said a task force to address areas of concerns in the CBC curriculum in consultation with the relevant stakeholders, including parents, will be set up, urging Kenyans to support the task force through public participation to create a suitable curriculum.
Our new government will very soon be unveiling a task force to look at educational reforms, including CBC, with a view not of abolishing it, but reviewing it so that we retain what is good and improve what is causing concern. So we ask the people of Kenya, when that team is unveiled and is going around the country, please don't just complain at home and in market centers. Turn up and present your views of what you think should be done to improve CBC and the entire educational center.
Education Cabinet Secretary George Magoha urged Ruto's government to release capitation to schools as schools reopen for third term next week.
As schools open next week on Monday, the government of His Excellency William Samoei Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua will make available, maybe within a week, the money that is due to the basic education sector, as has been the practice. Your Excellency, this plea is because we are going into the final term, and this term is the examination term.
And I want to ask our members of parliament who are here, when you go to the National Assembly, please reinstate the money for this music festival so that our young people can be mentored to be even better people.
The DP insisting that the Kenya Kwanza government is keen on improving co-curricular activities in schools.
So I want to assure our young people that the new administration has a good plan for you. And going forward, very soon, we'll roll out a program on how to harness the talent and the creativity of our young people. They don't care which political party you belong to. They don't care who won and who lost the last election. All they want is to be given an opportunity to develop their talent and to be men and women of substance.
The music festivals kicked off on Saturday last week and featured learners from ECD, primary, secondary, colleges and university students across the country. Kisumu Girls, Kisumu Boys and area primary schools hosted the festivals. Now, after being in the cold for close to 2 years, the extravaganza is back with a bang, with Ruto's administration promising lots of goodies to co-curricular activities amongst the schools. Mike Kagwongo, TV 47 from Kisumu.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission now says a sitting governor may soon be the guest of the state for allegedly violating the law, speaking during the induction program for members of parliament. EACC CEO Twalib Mbarak said soon they will be making arrests following forgery claims. During the induction, members of parliament and the executive were at loggerheads following the scrapping of the National Government Development Fund Act of 2015. Flora Limuki now reports.
The Ethics and Anti-Corruption now says 241 leaders risk being arrested over corruption. Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai may soon be the guest of the state after EACC established that he allegedly faked his degree certificate to clinch the seat. Meanwhile, a legal battle is looming between members of parliament and the treasury over the disbursement of billions of shillings to the National Government Constituency Development Fund (NGCDF). The MPs saying that they will amend the constitution to accommodate the fund.
CDF is there to stay, and we don't know CDF imefanya kazi mingi sana Kenya hii.
The first business in house which I will introduce is to amend the constitution and entrench CDF to the constitution, the one they are talking about.
The reactions come a day after the Cabinet Secretary for Treasury Ukur Yatani stated that no funds will be disbursed to the NGCDF kitty. Leaders drawn from the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio coalitions have lashed out at Yatani, saying that the lawmakers just oversee use of the funds.
He will seek a clarification from the AG. The AG cannot make any difference ruling.
There is no way Ukur Yatani can fail to disburse funds that have been voted by Parliament. That will definitely be an audit query on him, and he must be answerable to it.
The Supreme Court declared the Constituency Development Fund Act 2013 illegal and unconstitutional, bringing to an end a 9-year court battle between the members of Parliament and civil society groups. However, the case against the scrapping off of the NGCDF Act 2015 is still awaiting High Court's ruling.
The CDF Act, where members of Parliament were playing a pivotal role in the management of CDF funds. But the current act as constituted, members of Parliament has got no role.
What Yatan said, he is totally ignorant of National Government CDF 2015. If I were him, I would have cited what is existing now, not what used to exist before 2015.
Other pertinent issues that were discussed include the scrapping off of the MP's allowances by the Salaries and Remuneration Commission. After 5 days of induction of the members of the National Assembly, the conversation on the NCGDF has taken center stage, as MPs now maintain that, if need be, this fund will be added into the Constitution. However, all eyes are on next week's first sitting of the House, as they seek to solve the puzzle on which coalition has the majority in the National Assembly. Flora Limuki, TV47, Nairobi.
Now, Deputy President Riggy Gachagua was up to task today at the annual music festivals that were held in Kisumu City County. From dancing to the tunes to endorsing his new name, Riggy G, the second in command did not disappoint at all. Here's Mdoni Maina with Gachagua's light moments at the music festival.
It was all pomp and color at the annual National Music Festivals held in Kisumu after a 2-year break due to the COVID-19 pandemic, as excitement filled the air. Deputy President Riggy Gachagua could not help himself to the tune as he paced his feet and body to the melody, a sensation that has hit the social media platforms by storm. The collection of light moments got to give the citizenry an epic side to the ever-serious Gachagua, who seemed to keep his deputy president title on the side to blend in with the occasion, upholding his new nickname Riggy G that fully complemented his two names.
Our creative young people have given me a nickname. Yeah? In Atinaito Nani, they have looked at my two names, Riggy Gachagua, looked for something sounding more easy, more melodious, and called me Riggy G. And I don't think it's a bad name.
Gachagua was accompanied by youthful MPs who mentored the youth on the importance of talent, inspiring the new generation to nurture their talents.
Mimi nataka niwaambie nyinyi wasanii. Nataka niwaambie hii kitu ni kujipanga my friend. Hii kitu ni kujipanga my friend. Unaanzia pale chini ukienda wapi? Unaanzia chini ukienda wapi? Yaani mumesema ni bottom up. Salale.
Thoni Maina, TV47.
Away from that, the race for the Nairobi County Assembly Speaker position is shaping up as Governor Johnson Sakaja about to pressure and gazetted the first Assembly sitting. Raila Odinga's Azimio has fronted former Deputy Speaker Ken Ngondi as a Speaker, while Kenya Kwanza is banking on immediate Speaker Benson Mutura. And as Stanley Nyaringita reports, 124 MCAs are expected to take their oath of office next week, Thursday, in what will be a battle of numbers.
After a meeting with Azimio One Kenya Alliance members of the County Assembly on Thursday, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja has bowed out of pressure to have the first sitting of the Assembly for next week. This as speculations were rife that President William Ruto's allied Kenya Kwanza was influencing the voting pattern of the next speaker. The county boss, however, clarified that the delay was occasioned due to lack of enough funds in its coffers.
I don't think that the governor should have its preferred choice. I've seen it happen in places like Kisumu. I think it's a very wrong arrangement to have the governor determine who becomes the Speaker of the Assembly, because it means that he's looking for either somebody who's going to be soft with him or somebody is going to overlook some of the excesses of the Assembly. So I think it's only fair, like the governor has indicated to us in a very clear, in the meeting which was attended by the majority of the Azimio members elected, that he is not interested in controlling who becomes the Speaker of the County Assembly.
The battle for the numbers in the speakership position will be a do-or-die situation for both fronts. The county has 85 elected MCAs, with Raila's Azimio coalition bagging a majority of 45 MCAs, of which 35 are elected on ODM ticket. Jubilee, on the other hand, has 6 MCAs, while Kalonzo Musyoka's Wiper Party bagged 4 seats.
Azimio, being the majority leader, is going to lead most of the sectoral committees. The Azimio, being also the opposition party, it's the majority party in the assembly, but it's also the opposition party. So it's going to take the park and the pick. So these are some of the things that there's enough available leadership position for all the parties in Azimio.
Former Nairobi County Assembly pioneer Deputy Speaker Ken Ngondi is confident of a first-round win as Speaker in next Thursday's election. Ngondi was fronted by Raila Odinga's Azimio One Kenya Coalition Party after flooring 4 Jubilee candidates and 8 from the majority ODM. Azimio also fronted Wiper's Paul Kados as Deputy Speaker.
The issue here is not about the numbers or whether I belong to Azimio, or because I want to become a Speaker of Nairobi County Assembly, where both parties sit in the Assembly to articulate issues. So I'm bonding with members, I'm mobilizing boards, I'm pleading with them to give me an opportunity to lead the Assembly.
During the campaign period and the run-up to the August 9th polls, Azimio leaders had earmarked the Speaker's position for the ODM party, since the Governor and Deputy Governor candidates were from Jubilee and Wiper. Stanley Nyaringita, TV47, Nairobi.
The judiciary is keen on establishing a robust system of magistrate courts in the constituencies to ease the cost of justice and enhance equitable access to justice among Kenyans. This is according to the Chief Justice, Martha Koome, who says operations of the Court of Appeal in Eldoret is in the offing to complement the state's body's bid to improve judicial services in the country.
The CJ spoke in Nakuru after she commissioned the Nakuru Court of Appeal at the Nakuru Law Courts, where she was optimistic that the effort in collaboration with stakeholders will help to address the judiciary's backlog.
We were looking at the case load data and analyzing that and saying we actually need a Court of Appeal in Nakuru.
The permanent bench with a complement of 4 judges will help decongest the revived Court of Appeal sitting in neighboring Nyeri County, while enabling claimants in the South Rift access justice on time.
The people of the Rift Valley, the expansive Rift Valley, running from Turkana to the north of Narok County to the south, will no longer have to travel either to Nairobi or to Nyeri to wait for the Court of Appeal circuit visits. They have their court right here.
Nakuru Governor Susan Kihika said the devolved unit will allocate parcels of land for establishment of courts to help citizens access timely justice in the area.
Nakuru shall provide pieces of land at Oleguroni and Solai areas to enable the judiciary to put up court facilities as previously requested.
Deputy Chief Justice Philomena Mwilo asked Court of Appeal judges in the 4 counties of Nakuru, Mombasa, Nyeri and Kisumu to speed up 116 civil appeal cases of the 474 filed in the last 2 years and another 165 criminal appeals of the 474 cases.
With a constituency of 29 justices, expectations are extremely high on the expeditious resolution of disputes in this court. So you must go right ahead there and reduce that pending backlog.
Justice Fatuma Sichale will be presiding over the Court of Appeal in the Rift Valley region. Justices Fred Ochieng, Lydia Achode and Weldon Korir will co-constitute the court sitting in the Rift Valley region.
As a team constituting the first permanent bench of the Court of Appeal in Nakuru, our foremost task is to see that we greatly reduce the backlog, and I can assure you, Honorable Chief Justice, that we are equal to the task.
Chichi Josephine, TV 47.
Now, do you ever think about what life would be like if you were unable to sweat, or if you were unable to eat your favorite meal because you did not develop any teeth or you developed very few teeth? Now imagine that is your child and that is how they were born and there is nothing you can do about it. Our reporter Elizabeth Acheno caught up with 2 brothers living with this rare genetic condition referred to as ectodermal dysplasia and filed this report.
At exactly 3 p.m. we visit this home in Makadara area, Nairobi County. Here we meet Sarah Wanjiru, a mother of 4. His 2 sons, 13-year-old Bernard Kamau and 4-year-old Darren Avisha, are busy playing inside their cool and well-ventilated house. Inasmuch as these 2 brothers would wish to go out and play with their age mates, their health condition is holding them back. Kamau and Darren are living with a rare genetic condition known as ectodermal dysplasia, which causes the skin, sweat glands, hair, nails, teeth and mucous membrane to develop abnormally.
Every hospital I go to, you have to tell the doctor what is ectodermal dysplasia, because utaenda mtoto ngozi yake alichomeka, huyu mtoto damu yake iko chini, haumlishi vizuri, huyu mtoto yani yeye ana medicate kulingana na venye amefundishwa shuleni, but very few. Actually, out of the many pediatricians I've seen, 2 or 3 understand ectodermal. And even today, if I have an issue, I'll call that doctor.
Before I knew the name ectodermal dysplasia, I was living with my grandparents in Luanda, near Siaya, and I thought that I was the second Jesus coming because I was extraordinary. No one else looked like me. I could not sweat. I easily need water.
Despite feeling extremely hot, people living with ectodermal dysplasia cannot sweat since their body temperature is not regulated. They are therefore restricted in engaging in any activity that could generate a lot of heat in their bodies, as this would in turn lead to nose bleeding or convulsions.
There was an incident. I was playing with my friends, then all of a sudden I started to nosebleed. Hopefully my best friend called Emmanuel Ojong, who is a scout, knew first aid and came rushing to assist me. Then immediately I went to class. My locker was pushed near the window where there is enough ventilation.
While in school, Kamau has to sit near the classroom window and under a shade while out of class. He is also required to take water as many times as possible to keep his dehydrated body hydrated and cooled.
In my school, only I am the only person who has ectodermal dysplasia. And the teachers, my mom talked to them, the head teacher. Now, if by a chance I start to feel hot, I can just stand up, walk out of the classroom, go pour water on myself, or if I carry my fan, because my teacher allows that, I carry my fan, just turn it on and no one will ask me about it.
Ectodermal dysplasia patients have a very dry skin which peels off when exposed to heat. This special medicinal lotion, Epimax, is one of the few effective lotions used by ED patients. Kamau and Darren are only forced to eat light meals and specific fruits since they lack enough saliva needed to lubricate heavy meals like ugali, meat and even rice.
Darren anapenda ndizi, waru, malenge. That is starch. Literally everything is starch in that diet. But yeye hata ukimwambia kule mara 20 kwa siku, he will eat. So problem comes in ikikuja vitu ngumu.
Lack of the mucous membrane among people living with ectodermal dysplasia forces mucus to dry up in their noses, which makes breathing difficult. They are therefore forced to nebulize at least 3 times a day to clear the nose and make the breathing process easier.
So hautawaipata mtoto wangu mapua ikitiririka kama si ikitiririka, but iko ndani. So at times inakuwa hard mpaka ina block mapua. With his asthma plus the chest plus everything else, sio mara moja sio mara mbili nimeitwa kwa nyumba, Darren come, mtoto ameshindwa kupumua.
Although this condition has no cure, its signs and symptoms can be treated and managed, although the treatment is costly. Kamau tells us that he has been forced to explain his condition to his schoolmates, with many isolating him.
But some pupils, class 8, made me feel like, what are you? Were you born like that? Were you banned? Where did you come from? But my mom told me one thing. If anyone asks you about that, just tell him, I know I am created in the image of God, and there's nothing I can do about it.
Despite the challenges, people living with ectodermal dysplasia tend to be very intelligent and wise, regardless of their age. Over 17,000 people are living with ectodermal dysplasia in the world. Patients have a survival rate ranging from 88.5% to 97.6%. Hypohidrotic ectodermal dysplasia is the most common type, which occurs in 1 in 20,000 newborns worldwide. Elizabeth Atieno, TV 47.
Thank you, Elizabeth, for highlighting that story to us. Now over to sports, and record Kenya Premier League champions Gor Mahia earlier today penned a 3-year deal worth 240 million Kenya shillings with previous gaming partners SportPesa as they unveiled their new season kits. Now the deal will see the gaming firm fully kit the first team and technical bench, cover their medical insurance costs for club's players, as well as cater for the team's travel and accommodation expenses as they participate in international competitions. Speaking after signing the partnership deal, Gor Mahia chairman stated that the two entities reached an agreement that goes beyond financial aspects owing to the long history they have with each other.
Move this side a bit.
One thing that's for sure, what we've achieved with this club from before, I think has never been done before in Kenya. We did so many big things. I think in Kenya, what we learned, let me just say as SportPesa, sometimes you can fly so high that you have so many people that want to clip your wings. That's why I'm so happy today.
Without being accused of any bias, they have been arguably the best sponsors